What's up, Happy Gamers? I'm Happy, the Happy Gamer, and welcome to Happy Hour. It's the happiest time of your week. Today I want to do something a lot different for Happy Hour. I'm basically just going to talk about one thing for the entire video. And it's something that I've had on my heart for a long time now, and I've been wanting to do a video on it, but for some reason I've been procrastinating it. I don't know if it's that I haven't known where to fit the video, or I don't really know. I don't have an excuse. I should have already done this video, but I thought that Happy Hour would be a great time to do it because it has to do with positivity and happiness. And I really hope this helps you guys today. And if you disagree with anything that I say today, I completely understand because disagreement's gonna happen. So I want to tell you a little bit of a story here. Not long ago, my wife and I were sitting at lunch with her family, and we were talking about the movies that were out at the time. You know, my wife and I love to go see movies. It's one of our favorite things to do. So we were talking about the movies that were out at that time. And I don't remember what movie it was, but my father-in-law asked if we enjoyed it. And we said, yeah, we did enjoy it. And I think it was a movie that had gotten pretty low ratings with critics, Rotten Tomatoes especially, but I mean, that's nothing new. But whenever we told him that we enjoyed it, he came back with, you guys just enjoy every movie that you see. And I thought about it and was like, you know what? He's right. We do enjoy every movie that we see. And I don't take that as an insult. I take it as a compliment. I don't know what it is. I know that we see a lot of good movies, but we see a lot of mediocre movies too. But we just enjoy the movies that we see. And I don't know if it's the experience of it paired with the movie itself. The experience of going to see a movie, I feel can make a bad movie a good movie or an enjoyable movie. But anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about enjoying everything. It's something that is really important to me, and I think it's something that is absolutely possible. And a lot of people don't think that it's possible to enjoy everything because there are so many things out there that are not enjoyable or controversial or things that go against what we originally thought or originally believed or the way that we live. But it's absolutely possible to enjoy everything. And before I get started with all of this, I just want to say that I'm obviously not talking about stuff that's terrible and that you should never do. I'm not saying it's possible to enjoy murdering someone or something like that. I'm sure that there are people out there who do enjoy that, and it's really sad, but that's not what I'm meaning today. And the reason I have to say that is because this is on the internet, and so many things on the internet are taken out of context. And I don't want somebody walking away from this video going, oh, Happy said it's possible for me to enjoy smoking crack. I'm not encouraging you to do stuff that you shouldn't do. Just wanted to get that out there. Disclaimer. So I brought that story up about my wife and I enjoying every movie we see because I kind of want to make a point. I'm the same way with video games. Every video game I play, I just enjoy it. I don't care if it's a video game that was terribly made. I don't care if it's a video game that isn't one of my favorite genres or whatever. I will find a way to enjoy almost every game. Not almost every game that I play. That's no joke. I find myself, anytime my friends or my family ask me what I thought about a certain video game, I find myself always saying really good things about it. And it kind of gets repetitive after a while. I talk to my cousin a lot about video games and the newer ones that come out because I tend to get the games before he does, and then he wants to hear my opinion on them, and I almost always say, yeah, it was great, it was wonderful. But my cousin's more the type that he wants to make sure that he's gonna enjoy something for a long time before he puts money into it. He's one of those people that he can't stick to one game for a long time except for NBA. But anyway, that's another story. But I brought that up to say that literally every time he asked me what I thought about a game, I would say, I loved it, it was great, or I would say this part of it was good, or this was amazing, or whatever. So I enjoy every video game that I play. Another thing that I enjoy is food. I know that a lot of people enjoy food, but this is how I enjoy food. In the middle of my life somewhere, I think I was in high school, I woke up one morning and just decided that I was gonna start liking everything as far as food goes. And I was the type of person growing up that would gag if I didn't like something that I put into my mouth. Spinach, for example. When I was young, I was diagnosed with an overreactive gag reflex, and anytime I would eat spinach when I was younger, I would literally gag and dry heave. I didn't like spinach at all. I was the same way with broccoli. Now, broccoli is one of the most hated vegetables, but I love broccoli. When my wife and I go out to eat, sometimes I'll order a double side of broccoli, or a double side of veggies, or something like that. I just love vegetables, and it's not because necessarily every single vegetable in the vegetable chain is delicious and tastes like cheesecake. You know, that's not why I enjoy them. Part of the reason I enjoy vegetables is because I know what they're doing to me. So that's part of my point I want to make today. Part of your enjoyment of things is what you want to get out of it. And I think that a lot of people limit what they get out of something according to how good or bad it is. You could go to a really terribly made movie and not enjoy it because the entire time you're just completely criticizing it and you don't want to get any enjoyment out of the experience at all. You don't try to get any enjoyment out of the experience at all. And that's why my wife and I enjoy almost every movie that we see. Because even if it's a bad movie, like if it wasn't well made or well acted or well written, or even if the special effects looked cheesy, we will find a way to enjoy it. We'll find a way to enjoy the entire experience. And that's why we always walk away going, yeah, it was good. I think there have probably only been like 2 movies in my entire life that I've actually walked out of and been like, that was a waste of money. I almost never feel that way. Now, the main reason I want to talk to you guys about this today is because the internet is a poisonous playground. I mean, it's terrible. It's really popular now to get on YouTube or get on Facebook or Twitter and tweet or post or upload some sort of video that criticizes someone or something in the world harshly. And I'm beginning to find that people are enjoying life less and less because they spend the majority of their time criticizing everything around them. And I'm on the side that's like, if you would just learn how to enjoy things, try to get something good for yourself out of everything that you do and everything you see and everything that you hear, you would be so much happier. Don't you want to be happier? I find myself asking that all the time. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you should never dislike something. I don't believe it's wrong to disagree. I don't believe it's wrong to dislike something. But I believe that you can still dislike something and get some sort of enjoyment out of it. I know that sounds weird, but let's talk about it for a second. If you want to learn how to enjoy everything, first you have to ask yourself why you dislike something. I know that sounds cheesy and like Alcoholics Anonymous stuff, but really, ask yourself why you dislike something. Think of something that you don't like and just really sit down and just like pay attention to your own thoughts and your own feelings and ask yourself, why don't I like this? And be honest with yourself. I think the main problem with a lot of people is that they aren't honest with themselves about why they don't like something. So let's talk about why people dislike things. The number one reason I think that a lot of people dislike something is because it's popular. Everyone wants to be on the in train. They all want to be on the same boat with everybody else, all of the popular kids. Everyone's criticizing this or blaming this or talking bad about this. So I want to get on that train because it seems like that's the right train to get on. Let's talk about the Ghostbusters movie, the new Ghostbusters remake that came out not too long ago. When that trailer went up on YouTube, it became the most disliked video on YouTube. That's really sad. A lot of people said it was because of the all-female cast, and a lot of people said it was because they shouldn't remake a classic. Why are they remaking Ghostbusters? But people have had opinions like that about things in the past, and never before has something like a movie trailer been the most disliked video on YouTube. That's just a little bit insane. So I guarantee you that the majority of what was going on was people were disliking that video because everybody else was, or because of what they had heard. And the thing about people who dislike something just because a lot of other people don't like it, is they will tell you a legitimate reason for not liking it. If you were to ask somebody who only disliked that video or that movie because it was the popular thing to do, if you were to ask them why they disliked it, they would probably say either because it's an all-female cast, or because they shouldn't remake a classic, because that's what everybody else was saying. But they aren't really being honest with themselves about why they disliked it. They probably went to the trailer, watched 5 seconds of it, and hit the dislike button because of what they had heard everybody else talk about. So think about the things in your life that you just don't like and that you don't enjoy, and ask yourself, is it because you got on this path of not liking something just because a lot of other people didn't like it, or because somebody close to you criticized it a lot and you just wanted to be on their side or something like that? It's really easy to fall into that trap, and it makes life a whole lot harder because not only are you not able to enjoy something, but you're spending your entire time trying to do everything and that everyone else is doing and feel the same way that everyone else is feeling instead of having your own feelings and your own thoughts for yourself. So that's one reason that people dislike something, and it's probably the more popular reason to dislike something. Another reason that a lot of people want to dislike something is because everybody likes it. And I know that sounds contradictory to what I just said, but a lot of people will dislike something simply because everybody else in the room likes it. It's not because they have some legitimate reason for not liking it, and they'll come up with some obscure reason why they don't like it. But the reality is, it's just because they want to be different, and it's just because they want attention. Or, I hate to say that because it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. They want attention. They want all the attention to be on them. So since everybody else in the room likes it, they're going to say, I don't like it, because they want all of the eyes to be on them. Because once somebody, and you know you've been in this situation before, when someone says they don't like something, whenever everyone else in the room says they like it, everybody goes, oh, and they all turn toward you and they're like, why? Why don't you like it? See, all the attention's on them now, and that's exactly what they wanted. So, number one, people will not like something simply because it's popular not to like it. Number two, people will not like something simply because everyone else likes it. I know those are two contradictory things, but it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Another huge reason why people dislike things is because they're not good at it. And you remember that one time you played a board game with your family and you lost, and then you decided you didn't like that game anymore? That's what I'm talking about. Take the Call of Duty franchise, for instance. A lot of people who don't like Call of Duty don't like it because they're not good at it. And I will admit to not being good at Call of Duty. I will straight up admit that. I suck at Call of Duty. But I'll play the campaign. I like the campaign. I love first-person shooter campaigns, but I don't like how competitive they get. I'm not into that whole scenario. But I enjoy the game. Like, I enjoy the gameplay, and I might play the multiplayer for a little bit, but then I'll just put it down after that. But do I walk away saying I don't like Call of Duty or I don't like the franchise simply because I'm not good at it? No. So you see, a lot of people will not like something because they're not good at it. Even recently, we played this game called Headbands with my family. It wasn't recently, it was like a year and a half ago. We played this game called Headbands with my family, and my wife was there with me, and we're all playing, and I think it was like an hour in. Nobody's doing well except for my wife. Like, she's the one who's doing the best. And everyone in the room's like, gosh, this game stinks. I hate this game. And Bailey's like, oh no, it's pretty good. And so we've teased her a little bit about she only likes it because she won or she was winning. I don't think that's true. I trust my wife's heart, and she's been saying, no, I just really enjoyed the game, and I trust her. I believe her. But the reality is, we most of the time don't like things that we're not good at. That's just the way that we are naturally. But it's not a good enough reason not to like something. The only reason we should ever dislike something, really, is if we have a legitimate reason to dislike it. Here's a legitimate reason why I dislike something, because there are things in my life that I do not like. When I was in high school, I got the McRib sandwich from McDonald's, and I got food poisoning from it. And I was up all night, stuff coming out of both ends. Like, I was exploding everywhere. That's a little bit too graphic. But I don't really want to have the McRib anymore. I'm not gonna go out and get the McRib because of that experience. Does it mean the McRib tasted terrible? No, it tasted good. I ate the entire thing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I guarantee you, if I went and got it and I hadn't had that experience, it would still be super tasty. I would enjoy every single bite of it. So a legitimate reason to not like something may be because of a bad experience you've had with something. Or it could be that you really just don't like the flavor of something. And there are other legitimate reasons, but you guys are smart enough to know, I think we're all smart enough to know what a legitimate reason to not enjoy something is. I'm just gonna do two more, so bear with me. Another reason people dislike something is because they don't understand it. And this is the main reason that a lot of older people don't like things. Like, a lot of older people don't like video games, but it's not because they think that, you know, they are the devil. I mean, some of them actually do, but I think that's an excuse. But I think the main reason a lot of older people don't like certain things is because they just simply don't understand them. And a lot of younger people don't like things that older people enjoy because they just don't understand them. But is it really a legitimate enough reason not to like something simply because you don't understand it? Like, if you don't understand something, that's on you. That's not on whatever you don't like. So instead of not liking something simply because we don't understand it, we can actually try to understand it, and then we will actually be able to enjoy it. All right, one more, and this is a huge deal for me because it happens to me on YouTube, and I think it happens to everybody on YouTube, and it makes me really sad that it happens. But a lot of people will dislike something because they won't stop comparing it to other things. This happens all over in the entertainment industry. This is like one of the main reasons that critics criticize some movies so harshly, because they're comparing it to other things. Now, I don't believe that proper criticism means comparing something to everything else that's out there. I don't believe that's proper criticism. I think that proper criticism takes whatever you're criticizing and determines its value based on what it is alone. That's it. But a lot of people are now in the habit of saying, I don't like the Happy Gamer because he reminds me of Jacksepticeye, and I like Jacksepticeye better. That's literally been said to me before. And, you know, I will search for ways and reasons why I remind them of Jacksepticeye. And most of the time, I think it really is because of the shouting. But, you know, a lot of people, a lot of gamers shout when they do videos. So I haven't understood that. But I've driven a lot of people away simply because they compare me to somebody else who's more popular, who they probably saw first. And that's what we do most of the time. We compare everything that we experience to whatever we experienced before that. And I don't think that's a legitimate reason to dislike something. I can't order a double cheeseburger from McDonald's, which is delicious, and compare it to a raw stem of broccoli and say, I hate broccoli because this cheeseburger is better. It doesn't make sense. Of course the cheeseburger is better, but that's not a legitimate reason to not like broccoli. I hope that makes sense, guys. I'm just kind of rambling on what's in my heart. I just want to make a difference, you know? I want to make a difference on the internet. It's just such a toxic place, and people spend so much time not enjoying things and not liking things and just not being happy people. And I just want it to be different. You know, I want people to learn to enjoy each other and to enjoy what the world gives us. I mean, we live in an incredible world and an incredible time. We live in this really groundbreaking time of technology evolution, and things are busting in, like things that we didn't think were possible, whether it's graphics or, I mean, even vehicles. We live in a time where vehicles can drive themselves. That's pretty incredible. I don't know why I said all of that, but I'm just like, there's so much to enjoy, and people are wasting their lives not enjoying life. And before you know it, you know, we're gonna die. We are gonna die someday, and I don't want to die knowing that I spent the majority of my life just criticizing everything around me and finding reasons not to enjoy things. It's just not very happy. So I hope that encourages you guys, and I hope you understand, and if you, like I said, if you disagree, I'm completely cool with that. I'm more than okay with disagreement. I'm more than okay with criticism. I understand it. That's the thing. I understand criticism. I understand disagreement. I understand conflict. So if that's there for you, go for it, by all means. But if some part of you latched on to everything that I was talking about today, I hope it helps you. I hope that today and this weekend and next week, you can enjoy every minute that you have. And whatever you're doing, even if it's something that you aren't a huge fan of, find some way to enjoy it. Don't waste your life hating everything. So that's all for today's happy hour, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you a happier person, because a happier person is a better person. We all know that. A happier person is a better person, so be a happier person. Alright guys, I like this video, and if you like this video, please leave me a like, so I would like that. Talk to me in the comments, I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to stay happy. And of course, I will see you next time.